In the quiet town of Ravenswood, nestled on the outskirts, stood an old hospital that had long fallen into disrepair. The residents whispered about its haunted past and the abandoned wing that stood as a chilling reminder of the horrors that once unfolded within its walls. Legends told of apparitions roaming the corridors and eerie moans echoing through the night. One moonlit evening, a group of adventurous teenagers decided to test their courage by exploring the infamous abandoned wing. Among them was Claire, an inquisitive and fearless young girl whose curiosity often led her into extraordinary situations. Accompanied by her friends, Alex, Sarah, and Mike, they gathered near the rusty gates of the hospital. As they approached the crumbling facade, a wave of unease washed over them. The air felt heavy, pregnant with a sense of foreboding. Ignoring their trepidation, they pushed open the creaking doors and stepped into the darkness that lay within. The interior was a twisted labyrinth of decay. The flickering beam of their flashlight revealed peeling wallpaper, shattered windows, and discarded medical equipment scattered across the floors. A hushed silence hung in the air, as if the very building held its breath, waiting for their intrusion. As the group delved deeper into the abandoned wing, the temperature dropped, causing their breath to hang like mist before their eyes. Whispers, barely audible, seemed to emanate from the walls, carrying with them the echoes of lost souls. Each step sent shivers down their spines, and an unsettling feeling crept into their bones. Sarah, the most skeptical of the group, dismissed the strange occurrences as mere tricks of the mind. But as they ventured further, her skepticism wavered. A chilling breeze brushed past them, even though no windows remained intact. Mike's camera, capturing their escapade, malfunctioned, capturing distorted images and eerie shadows lurking in the corners. Claire's heart raced as they reached a decrepit ward, its door barely hanging on its hinges. Pushing it open, they were met with an oppressive darkness. Their flashlights struggled to pierce the void, revealing glimpses of rusted bed frames and tattered curtains swaying in an unseen breeze. Suddenly, a piercing scream reverberated through the corridor, freezing them in their tracks. Panicked, they followed the anguished cries, their pounding footsteps echoing with every stride. They arrived in a room bathed in pale moonlight, revealing an old hospital bed, restraints still attached. Bloodstains marred the mattress, a haunting testament to the atrocities committed within these walls. Terror gripped their hearts as the whispers grew louder, overlapping into a cacophony of tortured voices. Shadows danced on the walls, taking on grotesque forms, and the air grew thick with malevolence. Claire realized they had awakened something sinister, a presence trapped in the hospital's dark past. Frantically searching for an escape, they stumbled upon a hidden staircase leading downward, descending into a hidden basement. The walls dripped with moisture, and the stench of decay engulfed them. In the depths, they discovered a forgotten chamber, adorned with ancient symbols and a weathered diary. The diary spoke of a deranged doctor who conducted twisted experiments on patients, subjecting them to unspeakable horrors. The doctor's thirst for power led him to perform forbidden rituals, summoning forces that should never be tampered with. The hospital became a sinister playground, trapping innocent souls in a realm between life and death. Realizing they had trespassed into a realm of darkness, the teenagers vowed to release the trapped spirits and put an end to the hospital's curse. With courage, they performed a ritual described in the diary, pleading for redemption and forgiveness on behalf of the tormented souls. Their voices united in a desperate plea, resonating through the desolate halls of the abandoned wing. As their chant reached its crescendo, the air grew heavy with a palpable energy. Shadows twisted and contorted, swirling around them like a tempest. A blinding light erupted from the floor, engulfing the room in a dazzling display of ethereal luminescence. And then, as suddenly as it had begun, the light receded, leaving behind a profound stillness. The malevolent presence that had plagued the hospital for decades had dissipated, replaced by a serene tranquility. Breathless and in awe, the group cautiously made their way back to the surface, emerging from the abandoned wing with a newfound appreciation for the fragile boundary between the realms of the living and the dead. They knew they had set free the tortured spirits, allowing them to find peace at last. News of their extraordinary encounter spread throughout Ravenswood, and the once feared hospital became a symbol of hope and redemption. The town rallied together, transforming the dilapidated building into a memorial to honor the lives lost within its walls. It served as a stark reminder of the horrors that should never be repeated. Years later, Claire, Alex, Sarah, and Mike still carried the memories of that fateful night in the abandoned wing. It had forged an unbreakable bond among them, a shared experience that shaped their lives. They continued to advocate for mental health awareness and worked tirelessly to ensure that the atrocities of the past were never forgotten. The abandoned wing stood as a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, reminding everyone who passed by of the darkness that could lurk within and the light that could ultimately triumph. And while the hospital's dark past remained etched in history, it served as a poignant reminder to cherish life, confront our fears, and seek redemption, even in the face of unimaginable horrors. Dr. Benjamin Hartley, a highly respected surgeon, received a call that would change the course of his life. A critical operation had been scheduled at St. Mark's Hospital, an aging medical facility known for its storied history. The operation was of utmost importance, and Dr. Hartley accepted the challenge without hesitation, despite the rumors that circulated about the hospital's haunted past. As night fell, Dr. Hartley prepared himself for the surgery. The atmosphere in the dimly lit operation theater was heavy, and a sense of unease settled upon him. Ignoring the disquieting whispers at the back of his mind, he donned his surgical scrubs and approached the operating table. With precise hands and unwavering focus, Dr. Hartley initiated the procedure. However, as he made the first incision, a faint rustling sound reached his ears. The hairs on the back of his neck stood on end, and an icy chill ran down his spine. Dismissing it as his imagination, he continued the operation. But then the lights overhead began to flicker, casting eerie shadows across the theater. The medical equipment, previously functioning flawlessly, now sputtered and malfunctioned. Panic seeped into Dr. Hartley's heart as the realization dawned upon him: the operation theater was haunted. Summoning his courage, Dr. Hartley delved into the hospital's archives, desperately searching for any information that could shed light on the ghostly presence haunting the theater. It was then that he discovered the tragic tale of Emily Thompson, a patient who had died on the very same operating table years ago. Emily Thompson, a young woman with a promising future, had undergone a critical surgery that ended in her untimely demise. The hospital staff had been blamed for negligence, and her spirit lingered in the operation theater, seeking vengeance for the injustice that had befallen her. Armed with this knowledge, Dr. Hartley embarked on a perilous mission to appease the vengeful spirit. He spent countless sleepless nights researching ancient rituals and consulting paranormal experts, desperate for a solution that would allow him to complete the operation unharmed. One moonlit night, as Dr. Hartley prepared for another attempt at the surgery, he discovered a cryptic incantation buried within an ancient tome. With hope in his heart and trembling hands, he began reciting the ritual, his voice echoing through the silent theater. As the last words left his lips, a spectral figure materialized before him, the ethereal form of Emily Thompson. Dr. Hartley steeled himself, looking deep into her sorrowful eyes. He acknowledged her pain and expressed remorse for the tragedy that had occurred. To his surprise, Emily's expression softened, her ethereal form dissipating into a gentle mist. The oppressive presence that had plagued the operation theater lifted, and the lights flickered back to life. The surgical instruments hummed with renewed vitality, as if infused with a newfound energy. With renewed determination, Dr. Hartley completed the critical operation successfully, his hands guided by an otherworldly force. News of the miraculous surgery spread throughout the hospital, reaffirming Dr. Hartley's position as a gifted surgeon. From that day forward, the haunted operation theater transformed into a place of healing and redemption. Dr. Hartley remained forever changed, carrying the memory of his encounter with Emily's spirit. He became an advocate for patient safety and dedicated his life to ensuring that no more lives would be lost in vain. The legend of the haunted operation theater persisted, but it no longer instilled fear. Instead, it served as a reminder that even in the face of darkness, compassion and understanding can bring forth resolution. And Dr. Hartley continued to practice medicine with an unwavering commitment to his patients, always mindful of the lessons learned from his encounter with the vengeful spirit. Years passed, and Dr. Hartley's reputation as a skilled and compassionate surgeon grew. The haunted operation theater became a symbol of his triumph over fear and adversity. Other doctors and medical staff marveled at his courage and sought his guidance when faced with their own challenging cases. But Dr. Hartley never forgot Emily Thompson and the tragic circumstances that led to her restless spirit. He dedicated himself to improving patient care, implementing stringent safety protocols, and ensuring open communication among the medical team. Through his efforts, he hoped to prevent future tragedies and honor the memory of those who had suffered within those very walls. As time went on, the hospital underwent a series of renovations. The operation theater, once plagued by supernatural occurrences, was transformed into a modern, state-of-the-art facility. The ghostly whispers were replaced by the hum of cutting-edge technology, and the chilling presence gave way to an atmosphere of healing and hope. Dr. Hartley continued to inspire others with his story, delivering lectures and sharing his experiences with aspiring medical professionals. His tale became a beacon of resilience, teaching them that even in the most daunting circumstances, compassion and understanding could conquer even the darkest of forces. The haunted operation theater became a living testament to the power of empathy, reminding all who passed through its doors that every patient deserved to be treated with dignity and respect. Dr. Hartley's legacy extended far beyond his surgical skills, as he instilled in others the importance of empathy, not only in medicine but in all aspects of life. To this day, the hospital stands as a beacon of healing and compassion, its once haunted operation theater serving as a constant reminder of the transformative power of empathy. And Dr. Benjamin Hartley, the renowned surgeon who conquered the supernatural, will forever be remembered as the one who turned a place of darkness into a sanctuary of hope. In the moonlit night, a group of daring paranormal investigators gathered outside the gates of Briarcliff Asylum, a long-abandoned mental institution infamous for its harrowing past. Armed with cameras, EVP recorders, and a thirst for uncovering the supernatural, they braved the decaying building's threshold, unaware of the horrors that awaited them within. As they stepped through the asylum's doors, a suffocating atmosphere pressed against their chests, causing their hearts to race. The air was thick with a palpable sense of despair, as if the walls themselves held the tormented memories of the patients who had suffered within. Almost immediately, eerie whispers echoed through the corridors, sending shivers down their spines. The investigators' eyes widened with a mixture of excitement and trepidation as they pressed forward. Little did they know that their presence had awakened the dormant spirits that still clung to the asylum's forsaken halls. One by one, the investigators became the targets of horrifying visions, as if the tormented souls sought revenge for the injustices they had endured. Shadows danced menacingly on the walls, whispering secrets long forgotten. Cold gusts of wind brushed against their faces, carrying with them the anguished cries of the patients who had been confined within these very walls. The lead investigator, Sarah, tried to maintain her composure, her camera trembling in her hands as she captured the unfolding terror. But the spirits grew bolder with each passing moment, their malevolence intensifying. The investigators' fears turned into a harrowing reality as apparitions materialized before them, reaching out with spectral hands and desperate pleas for release. As they delved deeper into the asylum's darkness, they discovered that the spirits of the deceased patients were not the only entities haunting the desolate halls. Something far more sinister lurked in the shadows, an ancient evil that had preyed upon the vulnerable souls within the asylum. Driven by their determination to uncover the truth, the investigators unraveled a hidden secret, a malevolent force that had taken hold of the asylum, feeding off the anguish and suffering within its walls. It had enslaved the spirits, using them as conduits to sow chaos and despair. With their own sanity teetering on the edge, the investigators realized that their mission went beyond documenting the paranormal. They had become unwitting pawns in a battle against the ancient evil that had plagued Briarcliff Asylum for centuries. Together, they embarked on a perilous journey, their camaraderie their only solace in the face of overwhelming darkness. Armed with ancient relics and their unwavering determination, they fought against the malevolent force, one confrontation at a time. Through their courage and resilience, the investigators discovered the source of the ancient evil, a forgotten experiment gone awry. Unleashing the spirits of the asylum's tormented past had inadvertently unleashed this malevolence upon the world. In a climactic showdown, the investigators confronted the entity, channeling the spirit's pain and harnessing their collective strength. With sheer willpower and a desperate plea for redemption, they banished the malevolent force, restoring peace to the asylum and granting the long-suffering souls the release they had yearned for. As the investigators exited Briarcliff Asylum, their bodies weary and their spirits forever changed, they left behind a legacy of bravery and compassion. The abandoned mental institution, once a symbol of darkness and despair, now stood as a reminder of their triumph over the forces of evil. The story of the haunted asylum would be recounted for years to come, a chilling testament to the enduring power of the human spirit and the resilience needed to confront the shadows that lurk within both the physical and ethereal realms. And the investigators, haunted by their experiences, embarked on a new mission. They dedicated themselves to helping the spirits of the departed find peace, using their knowledge and expertise to investigate and cleanse other haunted locations. Together, they formed a paranormal research team offering their services to those plagued by supernatural phenomena. Their shared bond and understanding of the horrors that lingered in the shadows made them uniquely equipped to assist both the living and the dead. With each case they took on, the investigators delved into the depths of darkness, unraveling the mysteries of haunted places and aiding restless spirits in finding resolution. Their work became renowned, and they gained a reputation for their compassion, professionalism, and unwavering commitment to their cause. The memory of Briarcliff Asylum remained etched in their minds, serving as a constant reminder of the evil that could be unleashed if left unchallenged. They approached each new investigation with caution and respect, understanding the delicate balance between the living and the spirit realm. Over time, the team's efforts made a significant impact on the communities they served. They offered solace to grieving families, brought closure to long-standing mysteries, and helped both the living and the deceased find peace. In their pursuit of the supernatural, the investigators found their own personal redemption. The horrors they had witnessed within the haunted asylum had forged a bond that transcended the ordinary. They became a family bound by shared trauma and a shared purpose. Despite the lingering darkness they faced, the investigators never lost sight of the light. They understood that even in the face of unimaginable horrors, compassion and empathy were the keys to overcoming the darkness that resided in the human soul. Their story spread far and wide, inspiring others to confront their own fears and acknowledge the paranormal world that existed alongside our own. Through their unwavering dedication, the investigators became beacons of hope in a world where the line between the natural and supernatural blurred. And as they continued their journey, one haunted location at a time, they left a trail of healing and redemption in their wake. The spirits they encountered found solace, and the living found comfort in the knowledge that even in the face of the unknown, there were those who would stand by their side. the story of the haunted asylum and the brave investigators who confronted its darkness became a legend, whispered among paranormal enthusiasts and shared as a cautionary tale. Their legacy, woven within the fabric of supernatural exploration, served as a reminder that the greatest battles are fought not with weapons, but with empathy, understanding, and an unwavering belief in the power of the human spirit.